today to talk about my mastectomy. No, I haven't had it yet, but it's coming. I have about 5-6 weeks to go. I have it on August 12th of 2019, and I just wanted to, I guess, journey this experience in my life, giving you a little back history. In 2011, I was diagnosed with breast cancer on my right side, and I caught it early. I found my lump. I went to the doctor, caught it early. We were able to do a lumpectomy and sentinel node removal, and I was given tamoxifen to take for 5 years. Something that I didn't do because tamoxifen just made me feel ugh. I didn't like it. The side effects that was going on. So, my doctors and we talked, and everyone agreed that I should be okay. I shouldn't have to worry about this. They just felt like it was a bump in my road, bump in the road, to say, and that it was just something that I was going through in life or whatever. I shouldn't have to experience it again or whatever. Fast forward, here we are 7.5 years later from that original diagnosis with the right breast. My left breast now is doing its thing. I don't technically have a cancer diagnosis, but here's the thing. I have what led me to the doctor this time. Once again, I found a lump. This time my lump was underneath my arm, and so I was like, I think I feel a lump here. Long story short, went to the doctor. She felt as well, and she was like, oh, I think it may not be anything. Maybe it's just, is your menstrual cycle on or whatever. And I said, well, yeah, actually it is. She's like, well, maybe it's just that, because sometimes when us women, we have our menstrual cycles, sometimes we get little cysts that come up and so on and so forth. But I'm gonna still check you out to make sure everything is okay. So she does her the physical examination, of course, and then she also gets her ultrasound, and this is my previous breast surgeon, if I didn't say that before, which I don't think I did. So my breast surgeon that I had used when I was diagnosed in 2011 with my right side, same breast surgeon. So she gets her ultrasound machine, and she begins to do ultrasound underneath my arm, and she says, after a while, after looking for a while, and she took a deep breath, she says, you not only have that one that I see 2 more. So at this point, it's a total of 3. So she said, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna set you up for a stat MRI with contrast and without, and I want you to get that soon as possible. We're gonna have you do that as soon as possible or whatever. So within a couple days, I had an appointment to go get my MRI done with the contrast and without. Those results came back, and it was not only 3. The MRI picked up 2 more, so total of 5. 5, and or whatever, but they didn't have like a source. They couldn't really figure out the source. And then so when I went back to the office, and she told me like it's a total of 5, she's like, but then it's kind of odd because it's not really showing us a source of where it's coming from. Usually you'll see something within the breast. So she goes and pulled up the images from the MRI that she had received, and so she noticed a spot within my breast, in my left breast. And so she decided that out of the 5, she would 5 lymph nodes that were abnormal, she would do a biopsy on the one that was palpable, the one that we felt, as well as the spot that she seen highlighted on the MRI within my left breast, which is like a little bit behind my nipple. So she did the biopsy on that, those results came back, and it came back that that one palpable lymph node that we felt was benign. And the breast was benign, but it had hypocrine cells. I guess it would be like atypical abnormal cells, meaning her explanation to me was it's the making of cancer. So you have cancer in the making at some point. So with that being said, my history of breast cancer already, she can see what this one is going. And then with the lymph nodes, mind you, I still have 4 still at this time that have not been biopsied. And but she biopsied the what they call the representative one, which was the one that was palpable. Yeah, used to do I still possibly have a chance of having cancer? There's a possible, but we'll find that out when we do the mastectomy on the 12th. But I will be having the mastectomy on the 12th, but I will also be having reconstruction the same day. I will be having the deep flap, DIEP flap reconstruction, and that's reconstruction where you use autologous fat to reconstruct your breast. And this particular flap procedure is using autologous fat from my abdomen. So they're going to be taking the fat from my abdomen and putting them up here. And I'm getting both breasts removed because, as I have said, I've already had it in the right. And now we know that it's coming in the left. At some point, we're going to prevent that. They will also do sentinel node removal. And then at that time, whatever comes back with that, then they'll know if they need to remove the lymph nodes, especially the ones that are abnormal, especially the other 4, because they're abnormal. The doctor don't want to just go into those 5 lymph nodes and remove them. We know 1 is benign out of the 5, but he don't want to go and remove the 4, and then they all benign too, and then now we have this problem with lymphedema. So he said he wanted to start off with just the sentinel node, then go from there to the under the axillary nodes. Got a little brain fart. So yeah, so this is just a video starting my documentation of this journey, just to have something to remember this, that, you know, so many women go through this experience, and it's really hard, you know, at times. And they're warriors. We are warriors because you have something that comes and just invades your space, and you fight with all your might to get your space back. And sometimes you lose some things in that battle, you know, and those things, you know, it teaches us as humans to not come so attached to the things in life, but to just enjoy the moment and to not take things for granted. And yeah, so my next video, I would like to do what am I packing in my hospital bag. I would do that surgery, things that I have purchased and got together to get ready for this surgery. So yeah, so If you haven't already, please subscribe so you can stay tuned to all my updates on this journey and be with me as we go through it. And like this video, thumbs it up, and I'll be back with you with another one. See you later.